What's up, folks? So we're back here for a movie review today, and today we're going to be talking about a film I did get to view last night, which will be releasing on Netflix April 30th, and this film is entitled Dangerous Lies. Now, instantly, the first impression of this film, as soon as I cut it on, is the beautiful, vivid colors. Now, I did, and you can view this film in HDR if you have the proper equipment, but yes, in 4K HDR, this film is absolutely beautiful. The colors truly stand out, and the opening scene automatically makes you know that you appreciate it for being up in your tier for your Netflix package. So instantly, that's the first thing that stands out. Also, looking at the sheet and seeing who's involved in this film. Obviously, this film is directed by Michael M. Scott and also produced by Michael M. Scott. But also looking at the actors and actresses involved in this film, I'll talk about in a second. The first name that jumps out to me is Jessie T. Usher. You may have seen him in Shaft, and you may have seen him in Independence Day, and recently The Boys. Now, I did get to meet him last year at San Diego Comic-Con. And I gotta say, before that, I was a little reserved on his acting. I just, I wasn't sure which way I would tip as far as my likability for him. But after meeting him, after viewing The Boys, I was like, cool, I'm on board with this guy, right? See his name on here, the curiosity comes back. I'm like, hey, I wonder how this is going to go. So that was the first name that jumped out to me, and overall, we'll talk about his character and what I thought about his performance in a second. But quickly, let me read the synopsis because I think this is important. And obviously, the synopsis is not a spoiler, but it does have some cool, interesting things that you want to pick up on and may strike your intrigue and wanting you to view this film. After losing her waitressing job, Katie Franken, played by Camila Mendes, who you know from Riverdale, takes a job as a caretaker to a wealthy elderly man in his sprawling, empty Chicago estates. The two grow close, but when he unexpectedly passes away and names Katie as his sole heir, she and her husband Adam, played by Jessie T. Usher from The Boys, are pulled into a complex web of lies, deception, and murder. If she's going to survive, Katie will have to question everyone's motive, even the people she loved. Dangerous Lies is directed by Michael Scott. It also stars Jamie Chung, Gigandet, Sasha Alexander, and Elliott Gould. So, going back to my notes a little bit here, the first thing is that, this film really has some really cool cinematography techniques. And as you notice from the beginning of the opening acting scene, and it just progressively gets better throughout the film. And these cool techniques really caters to the fans, because this thriller and this kind of mystery solving film, it really makes you put on your investigator hat, and you clearly just want to kind of see how things pan out, and you kind of want to be the one to black. I knew it, I figured it out type of thing. So that is really cool on that note. But the other two things is that, with Katie and Adam, they're just two really relatable characters. They're two young couple, and they're struggling financially. They both are sitting under debt with student loans, and they're just really trying to figure things out by making sacrifices and changes, and how all of that and everything they have to really endure under these circumstances. So, and even after her losing her waitressing job, you kind of see how she's like mentally out of it since then. It's kind of devastating to a point, and it kind of even ruptured the two of them at points, because Katie and Adam really have two distinct personalities. They're totally different, and that truly doesn't make for a good formula for the two of them. So you kind of see them at foes a lot because of that. But much like the synopsis says, Katie, who's working for a wealthy elderly man, Leonard, he may have a solution financially for the two of them. So what he does is that he hires Adam in order to for him to be able to make extra money. So it's a solution that that not only helps them financially, but it helps their morale. So anyway, enough about the plot. What I will say is that as the plot inches along, everything becomes very suspicious to you, and it really makes you wonder how things are going to unfold. And at times it really feels like the ID channel. Like I can see it now. It's like dun dun dun, Dangerous Lies, because like that's literally the feel that it has when you're watching it. And what's interesting about that is because this film is actually really differently. It feels totally different from anything that Netflix has done as of recent. Most Netflix projects have been documentaries, have been reality show, dating, love type of shows, or just heavy action or so forth. But this one just gives you that really different feel and that mystery and crime solving thriller that feels much like something the ID channel delivers on a regular basis. So if that's something that's your cup of tea, then I'm pretty sure you're gonna like that on that note. But I will say, as this story progresses, you really find yourself saying like, "What?" at times, because like I got to be honest, like an hour in the movie, all the answers I thought I had, I was without them, and I was just thoroughly confused. But I was also intrigued, and I was like, I have no clue how this is going to plan out. On that note, it's just not predictable. It just really takes you in so many directions. Like, there's so much foreshadowing in this movie, but it still just, it takes you in so many directions. And, it's really what it has to do, and I really feel like that's its target, to really pull you in so many directions in order to kind of keep you on edge and keep it from being predictable in order to see the resolve of this film. And I think too, every time a new character is introduced in this film, it really throws a wrench into everything that you believe, everything that you thought, everything that you may have predicted that was going to happen, everything it involves progressing of the plot. It just really becomes a big mixing pot every time a new character is introduced. And much like I said in the beginning, I said I'll talk about later. Now, Jessie T. Usher's character Adam, I thought he did a good job in this film, and because what I thought his character was going to be and to what his character ultimately ended up being, it made it really awkward. Because him and Camila's chemistry was a little awkward to me at times, and I wasn't sure, because you think that it will be one way, and then you think it's going to be another way, and then it ends up being a completely different thing. So, nonetheless, Camila did a fantastic job in this film. But yeah, I thought Jessie did an okay job, and I thought everyone else that was involved in this film did. Cam, I thought did a tremendous job, and Jamie did a tremendous job as well too. So overall, I thought the cast that was here, I thought everybody to their roles, even some really limited roles, I thought everyone was enjoyable nonetheless. At times where you think that the film's going to take one turn, it takes another turn in a completely other direction. And quite frankly, you just really do not know who to trust at the end of the film, who to trust and who to believe, because it's just so much that goes on. But I will say this, as the completion of the film, I thought I did not get the ending that I wanted. I should say. I feel like there probably should have been more. I expected more for the ending and the resolve of this film. But I still did find it entertaining nonetheless. But I think I still would have wanted more for it to happen, because there was just so much that happened, so much pulling and tussling as far as where it's taking the viewers. I just would have just liked something that would have just been like, boom, here you go. And, but I feel like it was just a nice, softly bow tie at the end saying, here's the end of the movie. So that's my only thing. But nonetheless, I think you should definitely check it out, especially if this is your cup of tea. If you love a thriller, if you love a good mystery, then I think this will be your thing. But it does come on Netflix April 30th. And once you check it out, come back here. As always, thank you so much for subscribing, viewing, and make sure you hit the notification bell. And again, come back to the comments, let me know what you thought about the film, and until then, we'll catch you for the next one.